What's up, my rowdy friends? It's Rockin' Roberta. I wanted to chime in and say hello to you guys today. It's September 11th, 2019. And 18 years ago today, we had a really bad tragedy happen here in the United States when the planes hit the Twin Towers and our Pentagon, and we lost a lot of lives on that day. I don't even know how old I was, but I was in my early 20s and I was on the West Coast. My girlfriend called me. I was sleeping. As soon as I got the phone call, I woke up. It was 8:36 because I looked at my alarm clock. Yes, that's back when we had alarm clocks still. I looked at my alarm clock. I saw 8:36 a.m. and she said, "Oh my God, dude," in these exact words. "Oh my God, dude. Turn on your TV quick." And I was like, what? And she's like, "Just turn on your television." And my TV was in my room, so I grabbed my remote and I turned on the TV, and there was just news coverage everywhere of the Twin Towers. And she's like, "Oh my God, I don't even know what's going on. Like, what's happening? The world is ending." We're both freaking out. I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go. I've got to process this." I get off the phone and I'm watching and I'm flipping through channels and it's the same stuff. And I'm just like, what is going on? And I really, at that time, I had no idea. Like, I was still very young and I just didn't understand what was happening. I mean, I knew that it seemed like some, planes obviously went through buildings, and it seemed like New York City was getting blown up, and that's exactly what was happening. But in my mind, I guess I remember feeling extremely terrified, but I didn't understand like what was happening. I thought that like absolute war was breaking out and that we were all going to die. That's exactly how I felt. And the amount of fear and chaos that was going through my mind at the time. And my father had just passed away in May, and that would have been a time where I called my father and been like, "Dad, what's going on?" And I didn't have him, and I just remember feeling very vulnerable, very worried, and there was just so much like chaotic news coverage surrounding it, and it was hard to figure out what was going on. I just thought the world was ending, and so did my friend, and so did everybody else around me. I didn't even know what the Twin Towers were. Like, I had never been to New York City at that point in my life, and I didn't know like what those buildings were about. I didn't know. You guys, I just thought it was Armageddon, plain and simple, and I wasn't very educated at that time, so I was terrified. And my dad was gone. I didn't have anybody to talk to about it, and just holy terror going through my spirit. And then we started hearing about like terrorists and different things like that, and that's when I realized that I wanted to join the military. And so I can get into it, another story about how that all came about, but that's when I decided to join the military at that time, and that's when the wheel started turning for me in that regard. But yeah, it was just complete chaos. And it's interesting because as time goes on, in the last couple of years especially, like, you just don't see a lot about it. I remember the first couple of years after that happened, like, there was a lot of like coverage about remembrance, and it was just a big deal, and of course it still is, but you just don't, it's dissipating, it's turning into history. It is history. There's people that watch this channel that probably don't even remember that, or they were too young to even remember, or they kind of caught a glimpse of it. They were so young they kind of caught a glimpse of it. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of chime in, let you guys know where I was and what I was doing at that time, and just the amount of fear. And it led me to join the military, which later I realized that, I don't know, I have a lot of differences of opinion. When I was younger, I had beliefs around that. I really believed what my country was telling us about what had happened, and I have a lot of different opinions about what I think happened and our role in a lot of that. So, which I'm not going to get into here, but I just want to send a big virtual prayer and shout out and love and sending warm thoughts to the victims of 911 and, you know, the close contact victims of those people. I mean, we're all victims here in the United States of what happened there, and who knows really what happened, you guys. There's been so much controversy and investigations done since then, and we need a proper one, in my opinion. But I just want to send some love to those who were directly affected, and I would love to hear about where you were and what happened in your life when that was going on. And if you could just share your experience with me in the comment section, that'd be great. And like I said, lots of prayers to those who were lost and affected by that tragedy. To my understanding, there's people that are still struggling trying to get compensation from that whole mess. At least I remember the last couple of years reading stuff about that. Like, there's people still trying to get help. A lot of firefighters lost, a lot of just complete chaos. And I have a lot of people from New York that watch my channel and stuff. So yeah, I'm really curious to hear about where you guys were, what your thoughts were. Did you really know what was going on? Like me, I was just a young, kind of dumb girl that was just like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? Were you like that, or did you really know what was happening? Like, what were your thoughts? I'd love to hear it in the comment section. And again, big heartfelt prayers to those, and love you guys. Bye.